What's up guys, Shane here from Fugatech 3D Printing, and today we're checking out some PLA from SuperFila. Welcome back guys. So SuperFila reached out to me via LinkedIn and asked if I'd like to test out some of their filament. I said sure. So they sent over 2 rolls of PLA, a black and a white. They are available on Amazon. I definitely forgot to look up the price, but I will try and remember that for later. But either way, let's dive into one of them and see what they look like. Obviously, first off, they are completely bare boxes except for the sticker here on the side, which just tells you what it is. It's a kilogram. The print temp is 190 to 220 degrees centigrade, so a little bit on the hot side. We can see it is a fairly generic spool that looks like, does not look that. Okay, I thought this looked like a different filament, but no, it looks like its own. It's a very tight vacuum seal, non-Ziploc bag. Oh, they do have a little ripper here. That did not help at all because it's vacuum sealed on the wrong side, so you can't really like properly rip this. There's a big silica pack in there. It is a press fit and glued spool, and on the side it is the exact same sticker that is on here. So this is pretty much a no frills Chinese brand filament. The wind is not too bad actually. I'd say a good, we'll give it a 6 out of 10, maybe 6.5. Almost up there with some of the bigger lead companies. It's very tight wind though, like super tight wind, holy heck. Not too much of an odor off of it. It's kind of dissipated now. It was when I opened the bag, but now that's gone. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some with both of these colors, I guess. We'll try and get some, maybe do some multi-color prints using the Prusa 3D. It's kind of fun to do filament changes here and there, kind of make some cool projects out of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on some printers and I'll be right back with some results. All right, so SuperFila. I got a good few prints done with this. Most of these were printed on the Fugatech A10. Actually, I want to think that all of these were printed on there, if I remember correctly. And why do I have this great big box here? 2 reasons. One, I'm trying to use up some other filament that I have laying around, and the end of this roll went in the top of this. It didn't finish because I had a power outage, and it was long enough that for some reason the CR10S power out resume was not there. Now actually that wasn't because it couldn't resume, that was because I'm using a very early version of TH3D's firmware on there, and he did not have the power resume because Crowd did not send out their source code yet. So I need to reflash that with the new firmware so I can finish, you know, long prints like this. But anyways, this is a good way to kind of, for me to use up a lot of the PLAs and PDGs that I have sitting around of just, you know, quarter rolls or less than that left over. As you can see, this one actually ended up being, what, 4 different ones? Yeah, it's a Maker Geeks, and then this was something else. I think this was a Maker Geeks as well, and it was part of this roll went into this. Now I'm using these as project boxes, which is great, but the point of that also is to hold multi-part prints such as this one. Now I'm going to do a separate video just on this, but this right here is the scabbard or the sheath for the Master Sword, and I printed this at 74%, which fits just nicely on a 200 by 200 bed. You might be able to get a little bit bigger if you caddy corner the actual, what's it called, the hilt of the sword, but I didn't do that. I wanted to kind of do this in 2 goes. This was actually printed in 1 go on the printer. So we'll show close-ups of these in a minute. And they got some other samples here, but kind of just to show you what I'm also using the filament for. Aside from just sample prints, I'm using it to use make some project boxes. And all those project boxes are back here behind me. Helps me organize all my different things that I'm working on, which is a lot. So let's get to the prints though. Alright, so up first we have my Maker coin, again printed on the Fugatech A10 using Slicer Prusa edition and an updated new firmware, and this turned out really nice. It kind of has like a milky white color to it. It's really hard to kind of show that on camera, at least it is for me, but it is an interesting color, not as white as other filaments, but again that milky white. On the bottom layers, everything was good on that. A little bit of black something here on my nozzle, I'm assuming. Whoop, you can't see that. Here we go. So a little something black here on the nozzle. I don't know where that came from, but it was there only on the first few layers there. Actually, there was some around the outside as well, so I think it was actually in the support also. Throughout the print, that wasn't there. The support does leave a little bit of jaggedness here, so file takes that off real quickly, but over the supports, as you can see over the supports there, was really, really nice. You can barely even tell that anything was there to begin with. This one was not quite the nicest, but all the other ones, look at that, really nice. Yeah, nice first layer on the G-Tech Super Plate, and it filled in all the layers really, really well up top. So no under extrusions in there anywhere. So this turned out really nice. So I haven't printed one of these in a while, and this is just the fossil fishes on Thingiverse. Very popular, and again, I've printed lots of these over the years. I just haven't done one recently. It turned out great. It stuck really well to the Super Plate. I didn't have any issues with layer adhesion, anything like that. It was flexible right out of the get-go. So yeah, I did really like this one. And again, it turned out really nice. Made a boat for my son. I tried to print lots of these. He likes playing with these in the tub, and now we have kind of like an armada going. But again, very consistent. No under extrusions anywhere. Good first layer, held on real well. Didn't curl up anywhere at all. And yeah, again, can't really complain. It was just a really good print. It was a little harder to fit in the frame. So this is the Father's Day one. I printed this in a few filaments recently. I really do like it. And again, it turned out pretty good. I did have a little bit of issues with a little bit of pimpling between the legs. It's really hard to see in there because it's white on the white background there. But let me see. You can see in there a little bit of the pimpling there, and then on his arms there's a little bit of stringing, a little bit of pimpling there. These are really, really small, and I was going pretty fast at 80 millimeters a second on that printer. So probably if I'd slowed it down, this would have turned out a little bit better. But overall, it's not too bad. One of my standard vase prints is this like wood vase, whatever it was called, and this printed great. It actually had filled in all around the bottom as well. Sometimes you get a little bit of holes in here. Didn't have that with this filament, which was nice. You can hear it crack just a little bit. It's not really flexible. It's pretty rigid PLA, as most of it is, but you know, no under extrusions anywhere in this, no inconsistencies anywhere, so that was good to see. I did just one other vase, just this standard spiral vase. It did get a little bit down here in this lower section. You see it's there's a slight difference there. It feels a little rougher there. It's smooth everywhere else except for right here. So maybe there was a little bit of moisture right here, and then there wasn't going up. It could have been, can't really say. I mean, it still is watertight, but it just is a little bit different. You can kind of see the difference right there. So other than that, again, it turned out nice. Nice little vase. I'm not going to show all the pieces of the Master Sword sheath. I'll just show this one as just an example. This one had lots of features to it. So it has the belt holder on the back. And there are some features here in the face. It was printed upright like this. So as you can see, there's no real stringing in there. There's just a little bit down at the bottom. Some pimpling down in there throughout it, which is not a big deal. And then there's these two tabs here, which I forget the technical term for them, which end up plugging right into the next piece. Reference points, whatever they are. And that just ensures that you get a nice straight alignment. That is not the right piece that it plugs into. Anyways, it's, was it this one here? Maybe that was it. Either way, that turned out great. Again, those were on all the prints. There was a little bit of stringing on those, but I was able to just take my X-Acto knife and flick that off. But other than that, this will be really fun to kind of sand down. I may or may not paint this, but this is part of a future project. So this was just the white. I do have the entire roll of black back here, which I wasn't gonna print both rolls for this. I'm gonna use that for another project. And I'm happy I didn't have to. If I had issues with this, I was going to print out of the roll. So I used the entire roll up, a lot for these prints. And I did actually try the Master Sword, but I had a failure about 70% of the way through. So I was only able to keep the pommel for the handle to the sword. That was it, and the pegs. Everything else was a wash. So that's okay. And then whatever I had left, I was like, what am I going to use this for? I was like, well, I'm already printing a couple of these boxes. I might as well add it to it. So I just did that just to use it up, and it went into a little bit of another box I have back there. But yeah, again, this is a cheaper filament. It's sold on Amazon, and SuperFila sent this to me for the purpose of their review. They sent me both rolls. Obviously, I wasn't paid for any of this. It's just my opinion on the filament. And it's pretty good. If you can get it for a good price, sales come up all the time lately on Amazon for 3D printing filament. It's the end of the year or the beginning of 19, whenever this comes out. So just keep an eye out for whatever your favorite ends up being. If you're looking for more of a milky white, this would be a good one for that. If you're looking for more pure white, there's other filaments I reviewed that are super duper vibrant, very pure white colored. And each one has their use. Some people don't like to have to paint after they print. They just want to print with the exact color they want. That might be this for you. So keep that in mind. And again, if you want to check it out, I'll put a link down below. It is a filament link, so if you use that, I appreciate it. Little slice what you buy, it comes back here to help the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's going to be the end of it. And if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Talk in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys what you thought about this filament or the way I do my filament review videos. If you want to stay in tune with what's going on, best thing to do, hit that big old subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way you get an email notification anytime I upload new content or do a live stream. If you want to help me out financially, the best thing you can do for that, right below me, is a Patreon link. Hit that button, doesn't even $1 or more, get access to my Patreon feed and the after show, which I do after almost all my new videos. So be sure to check that out. Other ways you can support the channel, there's one-time links down there, and there are affiliate links to different vendors down below. Again, a little slice of what you buy with those links comes here to help out the channel. I appreciate what you guys do. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy printing.